defend somebody, your best friend, who's stolen a pig and served up pork for supper. And she kept me waiting all the way through to see what the punchline was going to be. The surprise was that she got to the punchline and gave it slightly before she ended, that the person was a vegetarian. But she gave a brilliant summary at the end. And this is something you should all look for when you're doing a table topic, or indeed a speech. That after you've made your point and stopped, you then hammer it home at the end. Because that's what you do in a court of law. You make the jury make up their minds. You remind them of the most important point. And that point was, the woman could not have done it because she didn't even serve pork. The whole thing was a nonsense. She was a vegan. So there we are. Brilliant. I don't know what point she got that. Perhaps because you're a vegan?
No.
No?
I'm non-legal.
Anyway, it was very good. Right, the next one was David. David was excellent because he was supposed to be talking to Cameron on the phone, and he came in with his phone, acting it out. For the first 2 minutes, he was talking to Cameron on the phone, and then he put it away and addressed us. And I thought both of those worked perfectly. I never worked out what side he was on, because it was possible that he didn't actually believe what he was saying. I thought probably not. But what was very interesting was he started by saying, Cameron, I take issue with you on this point about the mental health. So he managed to use the fact that he disagreed with the person he was having to agree with by saying, first of all, I don't agree, however, in this instance. Now, that is something you can use again and again and again whenever you're faced with that situation, either in table topics or in real life. If you don't agree with someone, if you absolutely hate them, you can say, well, normally I don't agree with you, but on this instance you are absolutely right. And that takes away from everybody in the audience thinking, how come he suddenly turned around and changed his mind, or something like that. Very well done, David. Very good example to us all. Next we had, but he didn't end sufficiently emphatically. Unlike Coralie, he came to his end and he sort of dropped it. He should have ended very firmly, because he had all the thoughts and he started so well, he could have ended equally well. Sonia on heat. Sonia
Nice solecism.
Will I go down in history for that one? Sonia was talking about a heat wave. And at first she was taken aback by the question. Never be taken aback by the question. Never admit you don't know it. You can't think of an answer. Come up. If you can't think of an answer, just repeat the question and say, you can talk about it. You say, what a challenging question. Why am I given this question? Make a whole hoo-ha about it. Or even say, I'd rather have answered the previous question because I had lots of things to say about that. Talk about that and then come around at the end and say, I've been given this question. Never mind. So I've seen that done, and it's one way of getting around not being able to answer the question. Now, in a way, we had another speaker who did something very similar to that. What I did like about what Sonia did was she invented a map, which of course wasn't there. I thought she was going to point to it and say, you know, here you can see something, and we would have to imagine it. I thought that was a great idea. The only other thing I have to say about Sonia is don't mutter and don't speak too fast, because you've got the ideas. As soon as you think about it, you actually come up with something good. And I also like the way she said, "Oh my God," when she was giving me the topic. Fair enough. If you're going to say you don't like the topic, say it emphatically. What a topic! Oh! And then you're actually already acting out. Next, we had Neeti. Where's Neeti? She again was initially taken aback. It was rather long question. I think the same questions usually a question can be simplified. That one could have been simplified to, you don't like the headmaster, but make a speech praising. She did very well because she had a theme, which was that we knew why she didn't like him, because he cut down on the teachers, and she managed to use that at least twice in the speech. She got the idea and she ran with it. That's what to do. Well done. Then finally, Pinal on Hamlet. Was that the last one?
Yes.
Pinal, again excellent. And he was able to deal with something he knew nothing about. He started by saying he knew nothing about it, and he obviously knew something about violence, and if he didn't, it didn't matter. He just talked about how violence wasn't relevant, and he then did as one would do in a job interview. He said the reason why I would be good at this job and what I will do when I get the job, almost presuming that he's bound to be given it. Yes, I think that would impress the person listening. Well done, all of you.